Hello my dear students of class 9. I hope everything is going good. You are having an interesting class session through this digital platform. So I hope you all are enjoying your new ways of studying. So let's get back to what we are here for. As I have already completed lesson number 7 with you all in the class, I'll be starting with lesson number 8, that is his first flight. I am Pratik sir, so your English teacher. So let's start with the chapter 8. So chapter 8 is about his first flight. His here refers to the young seagull who was afraid to fly. So his first flight, his experiencing of his first flight has been said in this chapter. It has been written by Liam O'Flaherty. So he is an Irish novelist and short story writer. So this text, I'll be reading the summary that we usually get in the blue lines that you will also get through, okay, in the book. So please do follow the lines. The following text, an abridged version of this short story, is about a young seagull and his experience of learning how to fly. The story focuses on how fear must be conquered before one may achieve anything of significance, like the young seagull who had to be brave in order to fly. So it's an abridged, it's a very short version. So it says that how the seagull conquers his fly. He was very much afraid to fly at the very first instance. So nextly, how he conquers to fly, that is said in this chapter. So I will read the paragraphs one by one and I will explain it to you. So I will read the first paragraph, I will explain it, then I'll read the second one, then I'll explain it. So like this it will be continuing. So listen to it and enjoy it. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. When he had run forward to the brink of the ledge, he became afraid. The great expanse of the sea stretched down beneath, and it was miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him, so he bent his head and ran back to the little hole where he slept at night. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, but for the life of him he could not move. So first, the introduction has been given. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. So everybody else, the family members, his mother, his father, his sister, and his two brothers have already flown away from there. But he was still there. Why? Because he was afraid to fly. So when he had run forward to the brink of the ledge, brink means edge of the ledge, okay? So when he tried to move forward to the brink of the edge, he became afraid. So he became afraid. Why he became afraid? So question can come from there. So why he became afraid when he ran to the brink of the edge? Because he saw the great expanse of the sea stretched down beneath, and it was miles down. So edge, mountain, cliff, and it is down. He is running, this is the edge, and when he sees down, he sees a very great expanse of sea. Okay, if he falls down from there, he will be dying from there because he's afraid to fly. So this portion is called the edge, and when he tries to come up till here, he feels afraid and he runs back. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole. So there was a hole in the cliff. So little hole where he slept at night. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly. So his father and mother were calling him shrilly. Shrilly means in a very high pitched tone. But for the life of him, he could not move. As he cared for his life, so he did not move from there. Even his parents called him. Now the next para. That was 24 hours ago. Since then nobody had come near him. The day before, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sister. They were teaching them the art of flight and how to dive for fish. He had seen his elder brother catch his first herring while his parents circled around proudly. So, it is a day before, a day have passed, nobody have come to that little seagull. So that young seagull was all alone. So what did he see the other day? What did he see? He watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters. So his brothers and sisters were flying with with their parents. They were teaching. So why were they flying around? So the parents were teaching the young seagull about the flight. So how to fly, how to dive into the sea and get the fish, how to hunt. So they were showing the skills to fly to these little seagulls. So he had seen his elder brother, so this young seagull who was afraid to fly, he had seen his elder brother catching his first herring. So he had noticed his brother catching the first herring. Herring is a sea fish. So while his parents circled around proudly, so as he caught the first fish, as he was successful in hunting the first fish, his parents were very much proud. The sun was now ascending the sky. In the third paragraph, the sun was now ascending the sky, blazing warmly on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. Now there was not a single scrap of food left in the straw nest. Straw means, fodder crop. Okay. His little grey body trotted back and forth on the ledge. He was trying to find some new means of reaching his parents without having to fly. So the sun was now ascending, coming up. Descending means down. Blazing warmly on the ledge, so the sun was rising very warmly, and this young seagull could feel the warmth. Why? Because he has not eaten. He was very weak, fragile. So that is why he was feeling the heat, and there was not a single scrap of food, not a single piece of food was left in his straw nest. Okay, where he was living, not a single food was there. So his little grey body trotted back. Trotted means he was moving in a very slow manner. As he has not eaten, he is very weak. So back and forth on the ledge, he was moving around there in a very lazy manner, in a very weak manner. He was trying to find some means of reaching his parents without having to fly. So as he was afraid to fly, he was searching for other ways to go to his parents. But on each side of him, the ledge ended. So on the each side of him, the ledge ended in a sheer fall. So as I have already told you, that if he goes to the edge of the ledge, he will surely fall down. So that is why he was afraid going there. And there was other means also, that I'll read the line. He could surely reach them without flying if he could only move northwards along the cliff. But then on what? Could he walk? There was no ledge, and he was not a fly. So the other mean was also there, that he have to walk all through the mountain to go to his parents. So there are two ways. One, to fall down, that he was obviously not doing so, and the other way was that he have to go all round the mountain to reach to his parents. So he was afraid to walk also. Why? Because if he falls down from the mountain, then he would not be able to fly, because he had a very low confidence that he will not be able to fly. So there was no ledge. So he would not be able to fly from that if he falls down from the cliff. So that is why he asks the question, but then on, could he walk? So now the next paragraph, he stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge. He stood on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. So now he was trying to fool his parents. He was trying to act something out or show his parents that he was actually falling down. So what does he do? Closing one eye and then the other, he pretended to be falling asleep. Still, his parents took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau. They were dozing. Dozing means feeling asleep. With their heads sunk into their wings, his father was preening. Preening means smoothing or cleaning his body with his beak. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on a plateau, eating a piece of fish. The sight of the food maddened him. So this para says that he was now acting to fall down from the cliff. So closing one eye, then the other, he pretended to be falling asleep. So he wanted to take the attention of his parents, but his parents were not looking at him. Not only father was not looking, but mother was looking at him with a piece of fish on its beak. But his brother and sister were dozing out. So this piece of fish that he sees, okay, he was maddened with hunger. So since he had not eaten since the previous nightfall, he is, by seeing the piece of fish, he was maddened with hunger. Gi Gaga, he cried, begging her to bring some food. So this Gi Gaga is a sound that the seagull makes to communicate. Communicate means to talk or to converse with his mother. His mother also communicates. Ga ul a. She screamed back. He kept calling, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. So this young seagull utters a very joyful, a very happy tone. Why? Because his mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless. The piece of fish in her beak was almost within reach of its beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. So finally, he dives out of hunger. So it's a very interesting part. Listen to it very carefully. He kept calling, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. So he sees his mother picking up that piece of fish and was flying to him. But his mother do not come to him. What does she do? She just stops opposite to the ledge where the young seagull was. Suppose this is the ledge, here the young seagull was, and in the opposite ledge, here mother comes and stops. Okay, why? Why? Say. Okay, because she wants her child to fly. That is why she comes here and stops. So what next? The piece of fish in her beak was almost within the reach of. He waited a moment in surprise. So this young seagull was surprised why mother was not coming to him. She came so near and was not coming to him. So he was surprised. So out of surprise and out of starvation, he jumps to get that piece of fish with a loud scream. So now what happens? With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then terror seized him and his heart stood still. But it only lasted a moment. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. So, as he was falling down, as he dived to take the bit of fish, he was falling down from that mountain, from that cliff. And so, what happens? He feels that his wings are spread out. His wings are spread out, and the winds rushed against his breast feathers, means his chest feathers. Then under the stomach and against his wings, he could feel the tips of the wings cutting through the air. So he could feel the rush of air. He was flying so forcibly downwards. He could feel the rush of air. So he was not falling head. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. So he was going at a very fast force downwards. He was no longer afraid. So he see how the moment changes for him. First he was afraid, but when he was falling down, in that moment he accustomed with his wings, how he adjust himself with the wings. So then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. So what he does? He just flaps his wings, flaps, and he soars upwards. He uttered a joyous scream and flapped them again. So he got the interest of flying. Like you are getting the interest in online classes, that this is fun, it's fun to learn. Similarly, when he was falling downwards, he was having fun, that he could actually fly. First he disbelieved that his wings would not support him, but now his thinking has been changed. His mother flew past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. So this scream communicates. The birds communicate with, we talk with languages. They have their own languages, and this is gi, ga, ga, say ga, ul, a. So these are the languages. That is how the birds talk. Then his father flew. So he sees his mother at the side when he was flying. He sees mother at the side, his father at the other side. Then he saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him. He saw a vast green. So now the scenery, when he was flying, he sees the scenery. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, and he turned his beak sideways and crowned amusedly, means he was very much happy. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on the green floor in front of him. So there's a big field, and it was covered with grass, and his parents, his brothers, all relaxed down there. They were beckoning. Beckoning means calling or summon. Okay, calling to him, calling shrilly. Okay, in a very high pitched tone. They were very much happy, right? Because their brother could fly, so and his son could fly. So the parents and brothers were happy. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. So he was dropping down his leg while flying. He was dropping down his leg into the sea. Okay, and his feet sank into the sea. So the last paragraph, his feet sank into the sea, and then his belly touched it. So his belly means his stomach was touching the sea, his feet was touching the sea, and he sank no farther. But he was not sinking down. Why? Because he knew that he has his wings to fly. He could skim through the surface of the sea. He was floating on it, like a boat. He was floating on the sea. See how the thing changes for this little young seagull. And around him his family was screaming, praising him. So they were all happy. They were feeling proud of him, that even though he was afraid to fly, see how he has conquered his flying journey. He has made his first flight. So this is how he has experienced his first flight. Okay, so now the word nest, you will learn the meanings. Okay, exercises, try to do it. I will give you all the PDF. I will give you the answers and the questions to the PDF format. That will be after this video. Now the thing will be given to you. And exercise 1, 2, 3. Okay, everything will be given to you through the PDF format. Okay, till 3. And please, when you get everything, every information, every question answers, okay, please do learn from the question answers. Don't miss out and go through the lines, because you know the passages are given and the questions come from inside. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.